I'm Suli Adams. I was born in Nairobi, Kenya, and we're celebrating the fact that I will be a landed immigrant in Canada for 50 years. Why we left Kenya? Well, Kenya was a country with lots of different tribes. We had cannibals that moved in from West Africa and the Maasai's from the Nile. And they lived in harmony with the lions and the elephants and the giraffes, and it was a beautiful country. And during the empire building, Kenya became a British colony, as did Uganda and later on Tanzania. And the British they saw a lot of resources and they wanted to build the country up. So they brought in a lot of South Asians to come and build, and the South Asians were very skilled. They were business people, construction. So this land of lions and elephants and various tribes suddenly changed into a very developed country with schools and buildings and restaurants, and the indigenous Africans were at the bottom of the pile. And so it caused a lot of unrest, and they fought for independence. Some of it was very violent, especially in Kenya. And when the British left, they were still at the bottom working for the Asians, and that didn't sit very well. So in Uganda, Idi Amin decided he gave Asians 90 days to leave the country, and it was very, very violent. And my father felt, as many other people, that it would be worse in Kenya. And for the safety of his family, he decided that we should emigrate to Canada. So when we first arrived, we landed in Montreal. Yeah. I had a cousin who was a refugee from Uganda. He left in the middle of the night with the soldiers pointing machine guns at him, and he left in his pajamas and boarded a plane that the United Nations had sent in his pajamas, and he settled in Canada. So he sponsored my father, and he came. He didn't even have a car, so he borrowed a car and came to pick us up in Montreal at the airport. And he had a 3-bedroom apartment, one for himself, one for his parents, and the 4 of us crashed in his 3rd bedroom. In the early years, there were not many people of color. That was very new in the 70s. And Canada was in a recession. Jobs were scarce. Mortgage rates were 20%, if you can imagine that. It was a very difficult time, so there was a lot of resentment, a lot of discrimination. Canada was not a very friendly country when we first landed. My father was a director at the Frigidaire company, and because he didn't speak English very well and he had an accent, he was denied jobs at Sears for selling shoes. And yeah, so it was not a very easy time. Over 50 years, Canada has changed a lot. I think there's so much more awareness of culture and acceptance of people from different countries. For example, I had henna on my hand, and I went to buy something, and the cashier freaked out, and she wouldn't take money because she thought I had a disease, and she felt the money was even contagious. So I couldn't buy anything. I had to wear gloves for a few weeks. And now everybody knows what henna is. So things have come a long ways. And I watch TV, and I can see, like Omar Sachedina on CTV, the anchor. His history is from Uganda. There's a lot of the minister, Arif Virani, and mayor. So I think what is really great about Canada is that when you come here and you're a Canadian citizen, you have all the rights of a citizen, and you can feel like you're at home, like this is your country, and you have opportunities. Even though we had, my parents were born in Kenya and I was born in Kenya, we were not equal to the indigenous Kenyans. And so we never really felt like we had a home or a country. And in Canada, I've 3/4 of my life has been as a Canadian. And my father just turned 90. He has spent more than half his life as a Canadian. So yeah, it means a lot to be Canadian and to be accepted. 50 years is a milestone. What does it mean? It means that for us who didn't really have a country, a belonging, we have a belonging now. And we have all the rights that every other Canadian has. I think that is really special. It's given us that. How am I going to celebrate the 50 years? I think I will go to Ottawa, where my dad is, and my brother lives there as well. And I think it'll be a chance to reminisce about our lives in Kenya and the days, the packing and the first days traveling. We'd never seen an escalator. So much was so new. And my father is very forward thinking. He never looks back and never regrets. He never talks about all the stresses he might have had. I don't even know. It's always about, that's in the past, don't think about it. You know, always think about moving forward and what are you going to do, you know. So I think I would like to go home and really talk about the history and how he felt and, you know, just our lives before and after.